All right, welcome back everybody to your favorite, most valuable Klaviyo email marketing YouTube channel. My name is Philip. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 Klaviyo mistakes that are absolutely killing your brand revenue, absolutely butchering your brand's revenue, okay? So there are some very rookie mistakes that I'm going to explain in this video that I see all the time when I do audits on e-commerce brands that are literally just eating away at the potential revenue of your brand, okay? So I encourage everyone to make sure that they are not dropping the ball on these issues, okay? Little typo here. On these issues. Okay, so really quickly, if it's your first time on the channel, why should you listen to me? There's a lot of guys on YouTube trying to give you email marketing advice. So why me specifically? Well, I have over $25 million in added email revenue through Klaviyo specifically. I actively, at the time of recording this video, manage over 30 different 6, 7, 8, as well as 9-figure e-commerce brands who are doing over $100 million a year on Klaviyo. And we send millions of emails every single month on a monthly basis for our clients. Now, first mistake, just to get right into it, right? There's not going to be any fancy editing or anything. We're all business owners here, so we can handle it, right? First things first, using double opt-in, okay? So if you are using double opt-in right now, pause the video right now and go turn it off. I'm going to explain to you how to turn it off. But double opt-in, basically, I'm sure you've seen these ugly looking emails. I hate these emails. This is my biggest pet peeve. Double opt-in is when pop-up form submitters need to subscribe again to be added to your list. So if I go onto a site and I get hit with the sign-up form, right, and I give you my email in that sign-up form, I'm supposed to immediately get sent that first email in the welcome series, right? Like instantly, not wasting any time. People have short attention spans. But in your case, if you're running double opt-in, you're going to get this ugly looking email asking me to confirm my subscription, asking me to subscribe a second time. And if I don't click yes, I want to subscribe again, I'll actually never be added to your list. And you legally will not be allowed to email me. And you just lost that email, even though I technically already subscribed, right? And you'd be surprised. A lot of people will change their mind. They'll forget. They'll get distracted. Like they just won't click it again. You're just adding more friction for the shop, right? It's killing your list growth. In my experience, usually anywhere from like 30 to 55% of the people that sign up are not going to click yes, I want to subscribe again. And you just lost them, okay? So you need to turn this off immediately in Klaviyo settings. Let me show you how to do that. All right, so I'm inside of a Klaviyo account right here. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your sign up form first. Look at the list that people are getting added to after they sign up. Okay, you're going to find that list wherever it is. Let's just say it's this one, right? You're going to go to the list. It's just a random list. You're going to go to settings. You're going to go to consent. You're going to scroll down. And this list right here, it's just a random list. But you'll see two options, right? Double opt-in or single opt-in. Make sure you uncheck double and click single and then save it. Okay, that will make sure that everybody who signs up will just immediately be sent the first email in the series. There's no double opt-in sequence going on here, okay? So that's the first thing. Huge issue that I see a ton of brands making, okay? Next, missing the add to cart trigger. Now, I do a lot of audits on a weekly basis on e-commerce brands, and you will be surprised how often I see brands making this mistake, right? So a lot of the times I'll be like, hey, do you have an abandoned cart email? Do you have an abandoned cart flow? And they'll be like, yeah, we have one. And I'll go look at it, and it says abandoned cart. But then the trigger, if you look here, is actually checkout started, right? So it's not actually an abandoned cart email. The trigger for abandoned cart flows are add to cart, added to cart. And so what happens is it's kind of annoying. Shopify, for some reason, doesn't really import the add to cart metric from Shopify. You have to make sure that you have a specific setting toggled on. So most people, what will happen is they think they have an abandoned cart flow, but it's really just another abandoned checkout flow, right? So they actually are not sending emails to people who abandon their cart per se, okay? So you need to install the trigger manually. You need to enable on-site tracking. When you integrate Shopify with Klaviyo, typically, at least recently, it will do it for you, but sometimes it doesn't. And I've seen it where you have to actually go in and click this specific setting. So I'm going to link in the description Klaviyo's documentation on how to do this. Very simple, but it is somewhat technical. So I'll let you read through that. Very simple. You'll be able to figure it out. But I'll link that in the description. Make sure you have the actual add to cart Shopify metric installed in your account. Don't use the Klaviyo add to cart metric because it's not accurate. You need to use the one from Shopify. Okay. So that's that. Mistake number 3, flows are just too short. Okay. So I see this all the time. I can't even begin to explain to you how often I see this. Short flows are something I see pretty much on a daily basis when I do audits. If your welcome flow is only 2 to 3 emails long, you are no joke, like genuinely leaving so much money on the table, right? 2 to 3 emails is nowhere near enough to cover a proper decision cycle and to stay top of mind, unless you're selling like a $5 product, right? People need to see more of you. These people signed up for your list for a reason. They're warm leads. Don't just hit them with 2 emails and call it a day, right? You need to take them through this journey. Your welcome flow is a sales pitch for your service or for your product, right? Why should people buy from you as opposed to anybody else? What are the benefits of your product as opposed to others? Show social proof, show testimonials, talk about the brand story, and you need to spread that out. You can't fit that all into one email because number one, it's just going to clutter the email, and number two, people aren't reading all of that all in one go. Okay, so you need to have more of this drawn out journey. At least 6 emails is what I recommend for a welcome flow. Okay, so here's an example of a welcome flow that does not look optimized. Okay, and here's an example of a welcome flow that we make. Okay, so this one's 8 emails. Depending on what you sell, for brands who are selling higher ticket products, I have a whole other video on this. Because your sales cycle is going to be a lot more drawn out, you need to have longer flows, especially if you're asking people to spend $500, $800, $1,000 plus. Like, that decision cycle is going to be longer. They need more convincing and trust building. But even if you are selling a lower ticket product, I stick with 6 emails, right? Now, granted, the majority of the revenue is going to come from the first 3 emails or so, right? Honestly, the first like 1 to 2 emails is where the bulk of the revenue is going to come from. But there's still going to be a lot of revenue, especially if you're getting a lot of traffic, that's going to come from those later emails, right? It's not going to be the huge money makers, but you're going to be picking up a lot of extra sales that you otherwise would have just been missing, right? From people who are a lot, they need more convincing and they needed a little bit more from you in order to actually purchase, right? So that's a big one right there. Flows just should not be short, okay? Make sure that your flows are actually robust. I have an entire video on all of my flow structures, exactly how to set them up, live tutorials, everything on my channel as well. If you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description. So now moving on to mistake number 4. This one, big one. If you watched my channel before, you know what I'm talking about when I say this, not testing things enough in the account. Okay, I see this all the time. Honestly, I should have put this as number 1, but I wanted to give you more of like the technical ones. Number 1, this right here is so prevalent. Almost every Klaviyo account that I get into, I find that they are just not testing enough whatsoever. Okay, you should pretty much be running an A/B test 24/7 in some part of your account. Doesn't matter where. You want to start with the sign up form because that's extremely high leverage, but you should pretty much be running a test everywhere. Okay, email marketing is not set and forget. If you've watched my channel, you know I'm very big on this. Everything can be optimized, and you will never get anything perfect on your first try. A lot of the times, we'll be able to come in and double, sometimes even triple submission rate on a sign up form, like literally within the first try. But we have forms doing literally 17% submission rates, right? And that doesn't happen off the first try. That's a result of continuous testing over and over and over again. Probably by the 5th, 6th try, we're able to get a form to 17%, right? It doesn't happen off the first try, okay? That's why you need to constantly be testing things. And the big one here, customer and just consumer behavior is constantly changing, right? E-commerce is very fluid, depending on the different trends that are going around, right? It's a very ever-changing industry, and it moves quickly, right? So testing makes sure that your emails and your email strategy and your brand can actually evolve with what your audience wants to see or the behaviors of your actual audience, instead of just kind of like falling behind and doing the same thing that you've been doing for years, right? I get into some Klaviyo accounts and I'll look at their form and they literally have not touched it for like a year plus. It's just been sitting there, same exact form, same exact offer. It's like, it's just low hanging fruit right there. So make sure you're testing everything, okay? And the final thing here is sending emails to your entire list. Okay, this is a pretty simple one here. Never send to your entire newsletter. It absolutely kills deliverability. Okay, you should only ever be sending to engaged profiles on your actual list. And you need to regularly be cleaning your list to avoid paying for dead profiles. A lot of brands I get in, recently we took a Klaviyo bill from about $6,000 a month to like $4,200 per month. Like literally just like this. We saved them, I'm bad at math, but 18, almost 20 grand a year on Klaviyo. Like right away, instantly, we just saved them 20 grand, right? That they were just paying for no reason, for literally no reason. So you need to constantly be cleaning that list and make sure you're only sending to people who are engaging with your email. The only time you should ever send emails to people who aren't engaging and like sending to your entire list, like everybody who's ever subscribed, is during like a massive sale. And when I say massive, I mean like Black Friday, right? Because what happens during Black Friday and these massive, really widely spread sales is that a lot of people who otherwise never would have opened, never would have purchased, they'll actually come out of the shadows for these sales, right? So you'll actually be able to squeeze out a lot of extra sales by sending to the entire list. But outside of that, these people are not going to engage with you, and it's just going to drag down your deliverability. and it's going to put you in the spam folder if you're constantly sending emails to your entire list, right? Your engagement's going to go down. Your open rates are going to go down, and then you're going to have a pretty big deliverability problem. Okay, so stick to engaged segments. Don't send to your entire list outside of like massive sales, maybe once or twice per year, and be okay with the fact that when you send emails to your whole list, like during Black Friday, it's inevitable your deliverability score is going to go down a little bit during that period, right? But what's going to happen is the amount of extra conversion you're going to gain from emailing those dead profiles during Black Friday is actually going to outweigh the small hit in deliverability, right? So it's totally worth it. And as soon as Black Friday is over, you're going right back to that engaged segment and you're bumping that deliverability right back up. Okay. Like for example, we typically maintain like 50 to 60% open rates is where you want to be. During Black Friday, we'll send to the entire list. We'll get like 40%, right? Which for some people could be alarming, but it's all part of the process, right? We're totally expecting that. Okay. So I hope you guys liked that video. Very simple one today, not super long. Just wanted to kind of put together some thoughts of like some common things I see inside of Klaviyo accounts. If you want my team and I to actually scale your brand and handle all of this for you and just be your email partner so you don't have to lift a single finger, book a call with me using the link in the description. You'll book a call directly with me. We will talk about your brand together, and I can do a full audit on your account, tell you all the bottlenecks, as well as give you a concrete revenue projection of, hey, in 60 days, we'll be able to take you to this revenue level, or in 60 days, we'll be able to add this much revenue to your business using our strategies. So if you're interested in that, book that call. Otherwise, subscribe for more content. I'm going to be posting a lot more frequently on here. Let me know what other topics you want me to cover next. But I appreciate it, guys, and I will see you all in the next video.